is also referred to as Cluedo. That is how it's known, I believe, in other parts of the world. I'm in the US, and I'm used to calling this game Clue. This is an updated version of this Tudor Mansion, updated version of the characters. It's fantastic. What I really love about this game, though, is that they flipped the strategy on its head, and it is a completely different game. You can still play this in the traditional way if you want to, but I really think what shines in this game is this new strategy. It also comes with a storyline that these case files you can kind of read along and find out about each player. Definitely adds depth to this game that makes it a lot more fun. But again, that classic Clue game, I just love the graphics. There's a way that it pulls me in that I think this game doesn't quite have, but it makes up for it in other ways. So let's go ahead and get started. Once again, we're going to choose online multiplayer with real people. We're just going to create this game because we want to do the Tudor Mansion. And again, this is a one-time purchase for the Tudor Mansion, and you are able to play as many games as you want, which is fantastic. Cluedo, in this case, is that traditional strategy. We're going to use Ultimate Detective, and this is definitely different, all right? We're going to attempt to teach you some of the strategy here today, but it definitely takes a couple games to really get this new way of thinking down, new way of marking things on your clue sheet. All right, so my character is Scarlet. I really love that costume there, and we're seeing the other players come in here. We've got Plum, we've got Gray, we've got Mustard, and there, like I said, there's backstory on each of these characters that you can read, which is fantastic. But the key thing being is Mr. Body is inviting them all to the dinner party, right? That's been consistent throughout the Clue, the Clue world. All right, let's go ahead and press ready, including the movie. And Mr. Body has invited them because he is, in fact, blackmailing each of these characters for something that they have done. And you can read about that, which is great. All right. We have 6 players, and each player is going to get 3 cards, just like before. Looks like we have the dagger, library. I think we got 2 rooms there. Notice everyone's getting a key, right? And keys allow you to ask questions, which you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, that makes the game so easy. And whoops, absolutely not, because that is not how the strategy works. We got 2 rooms, which is great. Okay, so we have Mustard going first. And in this game, the players are starting on the board, and this is kind of how the old game actually worked. So what's interesting about this is, before, I used to say that because the player had the option of picking almost every room, that they probably were using one of their own cards in the first suggestion. Whereas this time around, we can't make that, we can't say that is true quite with the same probability. Okay, so in this case, we have Plum has made a suggestion, and just like last time, we're going to record the fact that they are making the suggestion, and only one person has revealed it. In this game, more than one player can reveal that they have a card, but they don't reveal what they have. So in this case, Hyacinth, I'm guessing Mustard has one of these, or Mustard got lucky, or maybe Hyacinth has more than one too. We don't know, but we'll record what we have. And in this situation, can I, between the 2 players, do they have all of the cards? I'm not sure that that's something I could make right now. I think that these are potentially suggestions that I'm interested in getting more information about. So Mustard is asking Hyacinth about the rope. Does that mean that he doesn't have the rope, or does that mean that he's trying to throw us off? I think more people try to throw people off in the beginning, because if you don't, you're kind of really leading them towards the answer pretty quickly. So I'm actually going to say that Mustard probably has the rope. Okay, and so does Hyacinth have Scarlet and the Hall? I do not know. But the Hall might be a good one actually to go check out. All right, so here we've got Green, and they are making a suggestion of Mustard. So, and 2 people have revealed this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cross these off as potentially being held by all players, including the person who made the suggestion. All right, Mustard, Lead Pipe, and Ballroom. And notice, like before, we're putting those ones in, right? We're putting them in a column per the player. We know that Mustard revealed one of these cards, right? But we don't know which one. And as we go about the game and we get X's in there, we can deduce which card was revealed. All right, Green is asking about the lead pipe to Mustard. We don't know. That means that Green doesn't have it and is actually curious, right? That definitely makes it a little bit harder in this game to make those initial deductions that lead to kind of that intuition play. But certainly that's still there. All right, we've got Hyacinth now, who is going to the conservatory. And I love the conservatory artwork here with the statue and the plants. But compared to the artwork in the old game, I mean, that Tudor Mansion, I loved it. It was so cozy. All right, so we've got a suggestion here where we can mark off all of the cards, right? We've got, so Hyacinth, we don't even need to record that person made the suggestion here. So we've got Gray has one of the cards. We don't know which one. So the way that I mark this is I put a check mark in because it can be helpful to note that how many cards players have revealed, right? So I put a number 7 in each of these boxes. All right, and then we can cross them off. Gray and Wrench needs to go to the next person, but we'll put in those X's and we'll put it in the 7s for everybody who could possibly be holding a card, because the game will move around some of these X's on your clue sheet itself as other suggestions come along. So in this case now we've got Green is the last player that needs to be marked off. X, and then we've got 7, X7, and another X7. All right. All right, so key questions from Hyacinth. All right, so let's see where we are as far as our turn. I think, okay, going to the hall would be good, or potentially any of the other places that have not been visited there. All right, let's go to the hall. And then if we look at our clue sheet, right, we're kind of wondering if Mustard or Plum have the hall. So we don't want to choose something else that Mustard or Plum also have. Let's potentially choose the revolver. And how about Hyacinth? All right, so we've got, let's go down here and look at the hall. Okay, so Mustard could have the hall. Let's ask Mustard about that. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and make that key question before I do any other remarks here, but let's go ahead and take the one off Hyacinth, and we've got the rope left. Anything up here? Yes, rope and Scarlet. Okay, so let's ask White about the hall, and then we're also wondering about the revolver here. Just gonna put in the notations. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Mustard, room, and hall. Let's go ahead and ask. All right, so in that case, we have marked off the, we know the room. Okay, so that means that between these two players, right, they have to have had the revolver and Hyacinth. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an accusation here. So I'm gonna say it's actually the lead pipe because people have had interest in that. And potentially it's Mustard. We also, I'm gonna go with Scarlet. All right, some of this is just right. Some of it's completely a guess, more of a narrowed down, educated guess. But this is one way to keep the game flowing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but it also is fun to, make sure that you're playing that game within your 10 to 20 minute time frame, potentially on your, a break at work. All right, lead pipe with the hall. Let's see if we get them right. Ready? Scarlet, yes. Lead pipe in the hall. All right, fantastic. Well, I hope you learned a little bit about the new strategy that is available here in Cluedo by Hasbro. If you love the Clue game, this is a fantastic way to play it. And they have other boards that you can purchase as well, such as like a Polar Research Station. But here on Tiff Tala Gaming, we're going to move on to some completely other adventure games. Do subscribe because I have got some gems in the App Store that are family friendly, great to play, and a lot of fun. Have a good afternoon. See you later.